Right now we're working on a E4od out of a 96 power stroke OBS truck. Now, you know, a lot of people can rebuild these, you know, like there's a couple of tools required that you need to do all of this stuff. Sorry, my light's kind of blinding the camera, but I mean, most people can identify it by it's like a 4R100 almost, pretty much the same thing. Well, the reverse input, or the reverse clutch piston, which is all the way in the back, and you gotta tighten these bolts, these 5 bolts up that go on the back side here. You see I got these 2 little studs here to help me align it. I already tightened it up, but all of these here are some carburetor studs, which I just happen to have laying around. Now obviously the threads are different one side to the other, so you got to make sure you put the right side in it, but the threads do fit into this pretty easily. I mean, just to line it up, I just thread them in a little ways so that it'll line up right for me. Then I put the other couple of bolts in it once I get it in there. Now those studs help you line it up, but at that point you can't pull these bolts down, because of the spring tension that goes on the back side, which you see I got my pry bar hanging in this little hole here. And you heard my little piece of steel fall down in there, inside there. Let me flip this thing around. I'm knocking everything everywhere. Just give me a second, it's a little heavy. Two-hand jobber. Now we're going to take a look down inside where the spring retainer's at. Maybe I get my light down there where you can kind of see it. But the little thing with the holes in it's the little spring retainer that goes in the bottom of it. And the little hub, it's got a step in it down in there. So this thing right here is, you know, it's about that long. And this is what those bolts go into. Well, the spring retainer, this thing's got springs all the way around it to help keep the piston down right here. This big piece here is the piston. It slides back and forth to activate the clutch. It comes this way. Well, the way I do it is I take a little piece of steel, which fell out on the table right here. This little guy here, just your standard, I don't know what it is, 1x2 rectangular tubing, just something I had laying around. I normally use it on the press a lot, but I set it right there. And then I brought my pry bar down through here so I could push it up in there. Well, obviously I had my align pins in there, but push it up just a little bit so you can thread 2 of the bolts and then jump from side to side so you pull it down evenly. Anybody's afraid to rebuild transmissions, I've only been doing it for about a year now, so. But it's really, I mean, I got it in there. It wasn't here. I'm trying to get a view that way, but that's the hole you get in right there. Push it down to tighten up the bolts that are right back here. These little guys. You want to be real careful you don't strip them out, because personally I've done that. So, but you tighten them down evenly. I still got 2 of them to put in. They're still sitting over here, but you know, just be careful you don't strip them out. Well, that's the trick to put the return spring for the reverse piston in there. I'll try and post some more as I can, but I had a little bit of time today, so. Alright, well, have a good one.